Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Jenny Likes Children's Books, my weekly show where I talk about the literature that I liked when I was a little person. And today I'm going to be talking about the classic, The Animals of Farthing Wood. So this isn't going to be very visually entertaining. There are pictures in here. They're quite good actual realistic pictures of animals doing things, but obviously it's not a picture book. It's a very good old well-worn paper book. And the thing I love about this book is obviously it is a children's book, but it's full of a lot of very mature themes and has some very, very good words in it. It has things like protestations as a word and oscillating, and I was rereading it and I was like, the syntax and the grammar in this book is amazing and very sophisticated for a children's book, because I like the word undulating. There's a lot of words that I found while reading it that I was like, ooh, that's a good word. Similarly, there's a lot of dark themes. There's some truly horrific scenes. I mean, the one that I remember because there was a TV cartoon version of the story is the hedgehogs crossing the road, and the female hedgehog gets scared and kills a ball, and the male hedgehog, who's her partner, stays with her, and they both curl up into balls and they both die on the road. But actually reading this book, there is a lot of other dark stuff that happens in this. There's a forest fire and the lizards die. There's the butcher bird who, it's super graphic what he does to all the baby mice. The butcher bird literally hangs the baby mice in a hedgerow on thistles for the adult mice to see. It is graphic, it is gory, and for a children's book it's downright dark. There's a lot of stuff in here about nature preservation, how the only good human they meet is a naturalist, not a naturalist, a naturalist, and how he's there to kind of observe and then leave them be, and he also helps run the animals are from Farthing Wood, but they're actually trying to make their way to, I think it's White Deer. It's been a couple of months since I read this book now. They're trying to make their way to a nature reserve. And in order to do that, they travel. It's a travelling book, so obviously they start off in Farthing Wood, which is a small copse type wood. It's not a big wood, and they have to travel for miles and miles and it deals with the complex relationships with these animals where they all have physically different skill sets. I mean, if you're travelling with a fox and with a badger and with mice and with birds and with snakes, everyone's at a different pace, everyone travels at a different pace, everyone requires different needs, and it's actually a really good it's a travel, it's a journey for all of them, and it's about teamwork, it's about, they've got there's sort of semi-stuff about leadership issues between fox and badger, and who has the leadership qualifications, and owl, and they all have very, very different mindsets. It's a very complicated book with a lot of adult themes in terms of team management. There's also, as I said, there was some messages about natural conservation. There's also messages against fox hunting, which obviously is now illegal, so it has dated, but I really did like the undertones. One of the other things I didn't really like is, obviously this was written in, let's see if I can find when it was written, first published in Great Britain in 79, and I probably bought this one. This one was probably one that I had when I was a kid, as seen on TV, so this one was probably around in the late 90s, mid 90s. The thing with this is there is gender inequality, and it is kind of a problematic nature of the way that English language names animals, because in order to define each character they are known as their animals. So you've got badger, who's a badger, you've got fox, who's a fox, and so the only female character who is not Badger's partner, well, Badger doesn't have a partner, is not, Rabbit's mate. The only female character that has a name is Vixen, which is of course the female name for a fox. So by necessity in the English language they don't have really any main female characters apart from Vixen, who is notably a badass, But it's a very male-driven story, which isn't too bad. It's just one of those ones I was like, I would have liked more than just a token female. And also in the last scene, which is hilarious, they finally made it to White Deer Park. They have been meted and greeted by all these animals. The word of their journey, of their great epic ordeal has spread all the way to White Deer Park, and White Deer Park is, you know, they give them a huge welcome and they settle in and they make homes and they separate off into various places in this nature reserve, and then they come back together, and the caretaker has left some alcohol somehow unattended, and all of the boy animals go off and get drunk, and the lady animal's like, no, you have drink. We won't partake. Which I suppose it's just one of those things where it's like, really? The men go to the smoking room and the girls stay. At least they don't have to deal with a hangover, because I imagine if these animals really did drink alcohol, probably not feel very good the next morning. But yeah, basically this is a fantastic book. It is a ride. It made me cry, it made me laugh, and has so many great themes throughout in so many different capacities. It's a classic. 100% would recommend you read it at some point in your life, and I just think it's a brilliant book. There we go. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next week for another Jenny Like Children's Books. Feel free to comment. Yeah, bye guys.